All right, boys. So here's today's trade recap. Today is January 6th, Tuesday, and I took three trades. Two were winners and one was a break-even trade. So here is the first trade that I took on MYM, and this was the second trade over here. Was a break-even trade, and the last trade that I took was on gold future, which was here. All right, so let's break it down. So the first trade that I actually took was this one on Dow Jones. What I seen here was pretty simple. The same thing as usual on a 1 hour time frame. Price was bullish, and the only drawn liquidity that I seen was this one. Even though I know that price might push up even higher, but here was the only drawn liquidity that I seen. So I was pretty confident that price gonna hit it. So dropping on the 30 minute and 15 minute, I saw price was already bullish. We already created a high low. Price was ready to go. On 15 minute also, we had the bull structure. So I was just looking to trade with the trend, and that's what I did. So when I got here, I don't really consider this as a structure point, but I after seeing this rejection here, I took this as kind of structure point, and I end up drawing my favorite level from the wick to the high here, not really here, to here, around here, something like that, not exactly. And what I was basically expecting was price to come back in here and enter, which it did. After we created this, we end up having this weekend, and that's when I enter. I didn't enter there. I mean, like I missed. I could have had a better entry, of course. I end up entering around here, which gave me this R multiple. Anyways, I end up entering, placing my stop loss below this low and targeting the first round liquidity and the only drawn liquidity that I've seen, which after entering price push up nicely and it started rejecting. Coming back here, and I end up closing around here, around 1 to 1, honestly, I would say, or even less. This was pretty much like a small win that I took. Really wouldn't complain about it, but honestly, I could have done better because I think I let my psychology or my fear of losing, I guess, I don't know, but my psychology was pretty weak, and I end up exiting because I saw. Okay, that's the reason why. Because I saw that bearish fair value gap. I should have trust my analysis because overall we are bullish, so there's no point of seeing price reverse. So after exiting, we end up coming back to break even, and later on, price literally like busted to the upside like crazy. Well, it was a good learning experience. What I learned from this trade is to trust my analysis and let price hit it. And after that, while this position was going into TP, I saw that I wasn't like making that much, so I got pretty greedy, I would say, and went and took a trade on Nasdaq future, which was MNQ here. This trade, even though it didn't play out, I would still take this trade more a million times because what I seen to enter was pretty much valid. On the same thing on the high time frame, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, 15 minutes were all correlated. S- I wouldn't say perfectly correlated because on 15 minute we end up having that pullback on here, which I knew that was gonna happen, but I was expecting price to push, take out the second draw in liquidity before we even see that reversal correction on the high time frame. And the reason why I end up entering because on the 5 minute we had that correction move, we had a push, and price had enough volume to make that second leg come back, retest this fair value gap, and also the five level that I drew earlier. So this trade was good enough, and I end up entering around here, placing my stop loss to this week and targeting the second draw in liquidity. First, end up hitting the first draw and rejected and reversed, and later on we end up taking but this trade was super valid though because price on 5 minute end up creating the structure. If price wasn't strong enough, it wouldn't have not happened. So I would have taken this trade multiple times if I seen them again. And also, the last trade that I took was on gold future, and this was probably the best trade that I took, I would say, because it was so simple too. 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, all correlated like usual. Let me go here. They were all correlated like usual. The 1 hour was bullish. I also draw my draw liquidity. at this high and also over there. And 30 minute was bullish, 15 minute was bullish, and they were all correlated. So this trade was super textbook too. So after seeing that high long 30 minute high start creating, I just went to the 5 minute and I wasn't and on 5 minute we saw that price was creating very structured, lower high, lower low price fell to go lower, created a push breaking this high. So now we're bullish. And we also created a fair value gap. So I was just waiting for a pullback inside the fair value gap and I will take it, which I did. Place my stop loss below over here and also looking to target the first round liquidity, which was also the high of the day. So that's what I did. I entered and just let price hit it. It was a good trade too overall. Yeah, guys. So first of all, I learned a few things from this today. I learned today I was pretty greedy because I went back in trying to make a little bit more because I was thinking like it wasn't enough, whatever. That was a pretty dumb mistake on my part. I've passed that level. The second mistake or the second thing I've learned is probably accepting what I get and just leave and follow my plan because I was supposed to take two trade and I ended up taking three. My trade frequency was pretty high, I would say. And going into the next day, I would have way better for sure. That's what I learned from this trade. Anyway, guys, so we end up the day pretty positive, and thank you for watching. See you at the next one.